All right, what's happening? So, I'm doing a little bit on this guitar before work. I'm in a lot of pain because I need a root canal. And yeah, we're going to plane. So what we're doing is we're planing this top. Excuse me. Wood chips in the mouth. We're planing the top, well, the top of this Thinline that we're building so that we can mate the cover piece, the little veneer that we cut off over the course of 2 days with our handsaw the other couple of days. And we'll glue that on so it's nice and flat. So we're basically flattening this, then we'll flatten the top piece, glue them together. Let's do it!
I did eventually get that piece of wood out of my beard. Just so you know.
I thought about adding something in between, like a strip of leather. But I don't know. I kind of want to just do this one pure.
What I'm doing here is I'm checking with a ruler across the guitar side to side, top to bottom, and then planing or using my rasp to remove material in places where it's high. And it's just a lot of back and forth checking, rechecking, mark with a pencil where I need to take some material out, mark with a pencil where things are good, then taking away the pencil marks, checking it again. Lots of changing between different tools, and pretty tedious, but all part of the job.
I've been hard on the grind and I'm trying to be a better man. Chip away every day just to make it any way I can. Grab a drink, catch my breath, give it all I have left. Ain't much more I can do, 'cause I'm looking at myself and I still got so much to prove. When the night is over and the morning's bright, I'll be chasing numbers to the bright sunrise.
These little speed planes or rasps are really great at moving material quickly. Go back in with a little Japanese block plane and smooth it out, be all ready for sanding, just like that. I'm going to test fit the body now that it's kind of roughed out and see how it's looking.
Time goes the clock, yeah, I'm running out of time again.
All right, so getting a little bit more leveling on the body before I head off to work. Thought I'd let you in on it here, so here we go. Let me get some sanding on.
All I have left, ain't much more I can do, 'cause I'm looking at myself and I still can't accept the truth.
So you may recognize that block as the piece that we cut off the original blank that we got. What I've done is I took some masking tape and I taped it to the face of the block, and then I super glued some 60 grit sandpaper to it, so it would be a good flat sanding block to really kind of help level out each of the pieces, the veneer and the body itself. It also makes a really great camera blocking tool, as I leave it in front of the camera a lot and it vibrates it around. Sorry. Good shot of the wall, though.
Yeah, baby. Coming together. Time to go to work. All right, so did a little bit more work on the body without you guys. Sorry. But the chambering is finito. We have sanded the inside, vacuumed it out. Here it is. So I was trying to track my face. But, that's it. So, now, we're going to get ready for the glue up. Gluing the top to the chambered out body. And then we will route out the shape, cavities, everything else. And we're off to the races, baby. Let's do it! Spread it out here. If you have a notched spreader, then that's a good way to do it here as well. but it's not entirely necessary. Just make sure you got a good coat of glue. Not too much, not too little. You don't want to glue starve the joint. Just enough to get the right amount of squeeze out here.
So I noticed during the edit that I didn't go back and wipe out all the all the drippings right there, so those are just in there at the moment, and they're just going to be there. But that's okay. So I'm using my block again as a clamping caul, just slightly out of frame because, you know, that's how we do it here in the storage shed. Anyhow, we're clamping it together, so we're using that as a nice big flat surface to hold that centerpiece down nice and tight all the way across the board. And then we have all of our other little C-clamps going around the edges, and we're going to put as many as we can in there and just have nice good pressure to get a little bit of squeeze out, but not try and get all the, you know, glue out of the joints. We're not trying to kill it here.
I found the note that you left for me, full of your negative energy, something that used to be. Slow down.
Okay. Well, there we go. Glued up. Hello. So right now we're going to start routing out this body a little bit. The bit is going to be turning this way. And what you don't want to do is have that bit pulling itself along, because you'll get chattering and it will jump and hurt the wood. So you want to be, if it's turning this way and it wants to spin this way, then I want to be pushing it out. You also want to make sure that you're paying attention to the grain, so you're not going to be getting a lot of tear out. So there's going to be some flipping and some flopping and stuff. And this battery's going to die because it's on its way out. It's like 6 years old and I got to buy new ones. But we'll do what we can. So, yeah. Ears on, eyes on. Route it out, baby.
So right now I have this little router that I picked up for this project with a bearing bit on the top. So there's a bearing on the top that I can use to trace the template there to get the shape right into where I want it to be. I did have some instances where it tore out, so I had some places where I fixed it, and we'll see that later on. After I had that side done, I could then flip it over, switch the router bit, and use the portion that I'd already routed out as the guide for the bit with the bearing on the bottom. And that's how I'd go in and finish out the rest of the body. These things kick off a lot of dust. I'm starting to cut out the F-hole on the top there, just because, you know, why not? Probably waiting for a battery to charge right now. Finish out that body. I'm using the Dremel with a little carving tool on it to cut out the F-hole, as well as my little flush cut saw, because it has a nice bendable blade, so I can make it curve around that cut as I'm cutting it, and it'll make that nice curved cut for me. Battery's back, and we are attacking the rest of that body. So on the bottom right, you'll see where we had that piece of tear out, and we'll address that in just a second. Or one of the places. It happened a couple times. So here I'm chiseling out to make the fix where we had that little piece of tear out. I want to get a nice couple of flat surfaces to be able to put my little graving piece in there. After we find a piece that has the grain kind of matching what it's doing right there, which shouldn't be a problem. Ideally, you want to, I mean, like, for a perfect fit, you want to do this with a knife. But this is not going to be a perfect joint, because this is not perfect. But hey, we'll get that going someday. Let's do it.